The 2023 Audi RS6 Avant is perfect because it's the only high-performance station wagon we get here in the US. And for 2023, they made one change. They added one feature in this car, and it is on the inside. So let's check it out because people who've been shopping for this car have been interested in this, and they've kind of been bummed out because they haven't getting it yet. But let's talk about it. It is the Alcantara headliner. So if you only watched this video because of this, you can leave now. I don't blame you. But they finally added a full Alcantara headliner. It is a $3,000 option. It's called the Black Dynamica headliner. So keep that in mind, but it is a nice touch. It's been on the Audi RS8, and it's surprising that they haven't put it on here until 2023. And with the addition of the RS6 Performance that's out, I'm sure it's gonna be on there as well. So let's get into this vehicle and give you guys an outside walk around, inside tour, and take it on a drive. So starting with the paint, this is the ultra blue metallic, which looks so nice. It's not a common color. I haven't seen many RS6s like this out and about. Looks really cool, and I think they really spec this one out nicely because it doesn't have the black optic package. They put that on almost every press vehicle. This one has the nice traditional chrome 4 rings, and you get the night vision camera right there, your sensors up there, blacked out grille, side vents with the nice silver on the side blade and the silver on the bottom trim. Looks really cool. You get your LED matrix headlights, which we know and love, a fake vent right above the grille, which is reminiscent of the Audi R8. But let's take a step back here and go into these wheels. These wheels are really nice. They're 21-inch wheels, measure 275/35, and they're a simple spoke design, and they have the gray calipers for that carbon ceramic brake system. Looks really cool. Very subtle, very low key, but also very classy. Silver wheels on a blue car. I have a soft spot for this type of setup. It just looks really clean. Continuing on with that silver theme, which is a nice touch. You get silver, matte silver on the mirror caps, matte silver on the surrounds, your roof rails, and your side sill. It is very refreshing to see this after seeing the blacked out, the carbon fiber. This is very nice, and it looks more like a family station wagon than you'd already typically expect to see in the US, which is really cool. I love it. And taking a step back, you get the nice proportions of the station wagon, the RS6 Avant. People just come to really appreciate here in the US, and they've been doing so well. They've been selling these so much that other companies are considering trying to bring their M5 Touring, the M3 Touring. So people love it, people want it, and we still have it, which is amazing. Coming around the back here, you get a nice simple LED taillight. Nothing significantly changed for the 2023 model year, except for just the way this thing's spec'd compared to how they spec other press cars. Love the oval exhaust. Blacked out is the high performance exhaust system, which has valves, sounds really good. Let's take a listen to it real quick. So you can expect it's got the 4,000 RPM rev limiter. Sounds a lot better when you're actually driving, and we'll get to experience that. But let's show you guys the trunk real quick, because as a known feature for this station wagon is the trunk space. Very practical. Cool thing is, outside of this large storage space you get, I'm just gonna open this up here, you get a railing, which is for cleats. So if I open this up here, and on all Avants, you get the cleat system, which you can pop out right there and latch into place and tie things down, which is really nice. You get netting, these latches which you can use to fold down the seats, and that's great. And then this privacy color actually slides down electronically, so when I close it, you'll see it slide down right there. Really cool. It says Avant on it, which is a nice touch. Let's show you guys under the hood of this vehicle. So this one makes 591 horsepower, but like I said, you can get the RS6 Performance, which makes 621 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. And you know, when Audi's making these high performance, special editions, that it is about to be on its way out. So we might not be seeing this powertrain in this vehicle for too long. I'd say maybe 1 to 2 more years past this, and it might be it. 4-liter twin turbo V8. Now I just got finished reviewing this with the Audi RS8, but it's tuned differently for this application. Aside from that, guys, I don't have much else to say about this engine outside from it's proven, people love it, and aside from the rev limiter, it sounds really good. So opening up the door, guys, you do get a different carbon fiber treatment. It is the you see the dry weave. It doesn't have a matte finish like you see on an RS8. Leather up top, your memory seats here, lock, unlock, switch gear, individual child seat locks here, your mirror controls, hatch control. You get RS6 on the side sill, which is amazing. RS on the floor mats with aluminum pedals. These are the RS bucket seats, which are different from the RS Q8. You do get a seatbelt with gray edging to match the gray stitching on the honeycomb stitching right here with RS embossed up top. If we go inside here, this does have the Alcantara steering wheel with the flat bottom. Let's hop inside, show you guys what that's like a little closer. Really nice flat bottom steering wheel. I like to see it. You get a nice little nub here, which is really nice when just cruising on the highway. Let's turn this thing on. But I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This interior is getting a little old. We've seen this for a long time. It's been in this car for a good amount of years now, and it is due for a refresh. But that goes without saying that this is still a very modern interior. Digital cockpit. Audi is one of the first people to do it. It's very customizable, very configurable, and you can go into your view, show the full screen map, which is nice. You have your different RS modes right here that you can get into, your RS button here. You can customize the tachometer and speedometer depending on different settings. You get the center screen here, which is nice. Your climate control is down here. You can customize your lighting. You got your RS monitor, which shows the temperature of all your different systems, G meter, and your tire pressure when you start driving. And it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Aside from that, guys, you do get the Bang & Olufsen speakers, which pop out from the dash and look nice. It's a nice touch. Coming up top, like I said, you do have the headliner, which is nice. You don't get a panoramic sunroof. You get two individual sunroofs, which is nice. You get these two toggles right here to control your sunroof because it is split up into two different portions. The back one controls your back sunshade, which is just a sunshade, so we'll close that up. And the front toggle controls the front sunshade. So it's not a full panoramic experience, but it's nice to get the versatility so that the people in the back can be covered or the people in the front can be covered. And you don't get that on the Audi RS Q8. So just keep that in mind. I think this is a different experience for someone who wants something a little different. So coming down here, you have Alcantara on the gear selector, your cup holders, a place for your key right there. Parking brake. You get a little center console, which is pretty tiny, not super practical, but it is what it is because you have all your gear tunnel, your all-wheel drive drivetrain down here. They did put a nice Alcantara pad right here for your knees, which is a nice touch. This right here is plastic though, and then you get normal just car interior plastics or whatever right here, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. I'm not complaining about it. Coming around the back, the biggest difference you'll see here compared to like an RS Q8 is the manual sunshade. Again, similar treatment to the back here. You don't get any cubbies over here. The seats are nice. RS, same treatment with the seat belts, but they don't do it on the middle seat belt, so keep that in mind. You get a very nice center console here with the cup holders that popped out automatically, and then this little tray. You don't get that in the RS Q8. Let's close that up. And then over here you have your climate controls, which is nice, and then USB-C ports right down there with normal netting. Sit inside here real quick. Let's close the door, and you get a lot of room back. These seats do not slide, but tons of room here. I'm 5'8" sitting by myself, and you can tell tons of room, loads of room, even scalloping into the back of the front seat backrest for people to really extend, and you can fit your feet pretty decently underneath the seat as well, depending on how high or low they're sitting. As far as the visibility from the back, you can enjoy the sunroof. You cannot control it, but you can enjoy it. So I like that a lot. And with that out of the way, let's take this thing on a drive. The sensors are like, they're scrape sensors. If you think about it, they'll beep at you. They think you're gonna scrape. So nice, it's kind of a warning that you might scrape, but it's telling you you're gonna scrape because it's like that constant beep. But be careful driving this thing. I've driven the RS6 before, so this is not my first time driving it, and I've honestly just loved the experience. It is a very large vehicle, but it is one that still does not feel heavy. It feels very light on its feet, given its weight, thanks to the performance and thanks to just the nature of how they engineered this vehicle. But another thing I really like about it is the fact that it isn't super high off the ground. It is a decent height, but it is something that you can just manage. You don't feel like you're like, you know, over something. So if you like the low ride height, but you also like the practicality, you look nowhere else than the only high performance station wagon you can get in the US. And this engine, and it's like, thankfully they made it so well because this engine suits it so well. It doesn't get much better than that, honestly. It really doesn't. You get a nice 8-speed transmission, which is known for being very smooth on shifts. And then you get the great engine, which has the 4,000 RPM rev limiter. But when you're on it and in between shifts, it delivers. It really does deliver on what you like. Let me slow down. I'm not going to run this slow red. That guy did it. Follow traffic laws when you drive. One thing I do want to like nitpick on this car. It's not just like it's on every Audi. It's not like it's only on this car, not on other Audis. Is this silver material really reflects light? So if you're not riding with sunglasses, if you're not driving with sunglasses, one thing I do want to nitpick on real quick while we're just parked here because it's happening is the reflection off of the aluminum surfaces or the aluminum finished surfaces. They're not actual aluminum, it's plastic. But if you're not driving with sunglasses, they can be a little annoying. So just keep that in mind. Just a lot of cars have been doing this lately, like even like the BMW i7 I drove, reflected like crazy. It's not ideal, and during daytime driving, it can be annoying. So on the inside, I still appreciate the silver mirror caps because it looks nice. You can look at carbon fiber, but looking at this, it has more of a personality to it. And honestly, thanks to the long wheelbase, it's still very comfortable to drive. It handles like a freaking beaut. I wouldn't personally pick the Alcantara steering wheel. I would wish you could get, I would get a leather wrapped one if it was up to me. Looking at the manual mode here. Down steps a few gears in the tunnel. Window down. It's so effortless. And this thing, you just go. There's no like sensation of it like, having to like, it's not like there's no lag in it. I mean, if you're up in the rev range and the turbos are spooled up, you're just going. Dynamic mode, you got to get on it, it's got to down step a couple gears. But honestly, when you're in the revs, it goes. I'm not here to criticize turbo lag or anything. It's normal. You get in all turbocharged cars. You can minimize it, but if you're looking for it, you're always going to feel it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a character of a turbocharged car that I appreciate. But with the windows up, guys, it is a very muted experience. These things are so well insulated these days, and they're not piping sounds into the cabin. So only way to experience is with the windows down, or maybe you have someone behind you record a video. Again, you get the carbon ceramic brakes, which stop on a dime. Like, there's no doubt that these are the best carbon ceramic brakes you can get on this vehicle. I don't think you need to get anything else. They feel really good. They feel very progressive. Nothing like that on like a McLaren. You have to warm them up and they don't feel the same until they're up to temp. This is perfect. And it's got auto start stop, so you can kind of save on gas. This one should have the cylinder deactivation, if I recall, because if I'm light on the gas, it should tell me that, unless it doesn't. On the S8 it did. I don't know why I'm looking for a cylinder deactivation on a RS6. Actually, I know why. Oh, there you go. So it's got 4-cylinder mode, and it'll just deactivate. As long as you're slightly on throttle and you're light on it, it tells you 4-cylinder mode is engaged. I love it. And it has a green light bar on the fuel. I don't know why I love this stuff. It's just because it's a 600 horsepower car that can get into a 4-cylinder mode. I find it awesome. And are you gonna get significantly better MPG in it? No. But are you gonna get some better MPG? Yeah. It's just like, name a car like this. There's nothing. There is really nothing. The next one's probably gonna be all electric. And this is a mild hybrid setup, so it's not like a full hybrid. It's like competition like the S63 that has a traditional hybrid setup. Not really traditional. Electric motor in the rear with a 2-speed transmission. It's very complicated, but performance oriented. This hybrid system is not performance oriented. It'd be cool if they did that though, but I don't know if that's the direction Audi's heading in. Man, this thing's so special. It's just the packaging, man. It's crazy how you could take this, put an SUV, and it's really cool, but everyone compares it to like a Lamborghini Urus, and it's just like a mom car with a bunch of horsepower. But you do it in this, and then everyone just loves it, and everyone wants one. Not everyone, but like car enthusiasts, which in my world is everyone.